Just run it.
First episode, yeah, of the Brandon and Carter podcast. This is the first time we're doing this shit. The two of us, we were just talking beforehand. The nerves are real, but we'll hold it down. I think what we'll start with, both of us have been on a journey, I don't know what, since we were 19, so that must be 3 years ago now.
19 or 18? We always get the age wrong.
18 is when we decided we wanted to do it.
Was that the day of the gym?
Yeah. And then 19 was, I think we were 19 years old when we actually took the leap and done a course and things like that. And the thing we'll talk about is trading. A lot of people have reached out to us that we know, asking how we got into it, can you make money from it, that sort of thing. So we thought maybe it would be a good idea to do a podcast on it, why sort of we got into it and what we expect to get out of it and things like that. Might as well start with a backstory of how we even fucking began. It's different from both of our perspectives, so you might as well go first because you were actually the one who started before me, I guess, or before I even conceived the idea of trading. You had it.
I remember when I first put it to you, you didn't believe it was true. Like, you didn't believe that it was real. I didn't. And I spent it was like an entire shift I worked. It was there for like 3 hours and I was trying to convince you that, nah, you can make money through candles on a fucking... Oh shit, we swearing?
Yeah, fuck it.
Just checking it. We can make candles on a bloody... by looking at a computer screen and predicting where price is going to go. Because I was introduced to it at, I want to say 14 or 15 from my uncle. He put me up on a demo account. He was trying to do it, trying to get into it. But he had this idea that you had to be on it 24/7 and you were scalping, la-di-da-di-da. Because he had a friend who had made... I think it was $2.7 million in 2 years. And he was trading 24 hours a day, Monday to Tuesday, Wednesday off, sleeping throughout Wednesday, and then 24 hours Thursday, Friday.
Sleeping through Wednesday, that's crazy.
But the guy, he was unhealthy, he was fucked. Like, it was not healthy at all, but he flipped, I think it was 10 bags, 10k to 2.7 mil. Anyway, he lived in Peru, lost it quick. But then my uncle got gassed off that, of course, as anybody would. Your friend made 2.5 mil 2 years, you're gassed, innit? So he tells me about it, and 15-year-old me is like, what? Like, I can make money just like on my laptop at home. So he put me on a demo account. I made like 2 bills in a week. I was like, I don't need to do this anymore. Like, just give me money, kind of thing. And he didn't give me P's, and I wasn't really on it. So it just kind of fizzled out. And then, what was the question we was asking ourselves?
No, because what happened was
on the day.
The journey starts way back. This is a big story because trading's only a small part of like our journey when it comes to just mastery, I guess, of life. Do you know what I mean? We didn't even like give a shit about trading before. When we first sort of started thinking about money and making money and things like that, it's all just about women, really.
Oh shit, yeah.
But that's another story for another day, yeah. So we'll keep that one locked. Anyway, yeah. I don't know. I just remember the thought was, what can we do to make money and increase our value? That was the question from ages, and we were both sort of athletes from a young age. You play football, I play basketball. That was both our passions. So once we sort of decided, well, I guess the time comes for young people when you're an athlete at a young age. Do you pursue it full time, or do you just say, look, this is not my path, I'm going to try something else? So I guess the time came for both of us, and we saying, okay, what do we do next? And obviously we're thinking, how can we raise value? How can we make money? Loads of different ideas came. Like my story was, obviously there was some illegal shit. That was what came before.
Yeah.
But,
I remember.
You know what I mean? Defense. I don't want to bait myself out, so I'm gonna keep that to myself. But outside of that, we're thinking. For me, it was possibly sort of opening up a business. I was big into fitness, so I was thinking, okay, let me open up a fitness center and shit like that. And it's the craziest shit in the world. Like, we were thinking of this for like 2 or 3 weeks. How can we make money? How can we make money? I came to the idea definitely that I was going to open a fitness center, and I came to the gym one day literally to tell you my plan, and I had it all planned out. I'm going to come in, what are you saying? Oh, I got this sick idea, I'm going to open a fitness center, I walk in the door, trading. I'm like, trading? What the fuck is that? And then he obviously told me the story about how his uncle knew a guy that made money, this, that and the next. And from that day, literally, I remember we went to central London to get the book Trading for Dummies. All in one day. We went to Brent Cross first, couldn't get it. So we jumped on the fucking Northern Line at Brent Cross. If you know where that station is, it's a fucking myth. Went all the way to Leicester Square or some shit, to Waterstones, which was the only one that had it in stock. we bought 2 books, and I said when I make my first £1,000 from the markets,
I'll
give you the tenner back.
I remember that.
So it's been a long journey since then. That's sort of how we got into it, but obviously since then it's evolved into a lot more. And I guess the reason we're doing this podcast, or one good question to ask, is why are we still on the path of trying to become traders and things like that? Like what? Obviously I have my own things that it does for me and I get out of it, but what does it do for you, I guess? Like what are you trying to get out of trading, and why trading? You could choose any career path, but why have you chosen to be a trader?
The first thing that drew me to trading is so vague. We always touch upon it. It's freedom. So just the general idea of not having a boss. I hated having bosses. I hated bosses. I hated being micromanaged and all that shit. Everybody, no one likes that. No one likes that, but I just despised it. So that was my initial motivation. Just the idea of working from home, just me, my laptop, wherever I need to be, wherever I want to be, and have the ability to make money. That was reason one. And then once you get involved with it and learn it, there's so many other reasons pop up, because like Sean always used to say it, and it's kind of cliche, but it teaches you so much about yourself.
It's true.
Like I feel like trading, I'd say trading, women, and jiu-jitsu are the 3 things that have taught me the most about myself, and I'd say probably equally, because you learn what kind of personality type you have as a trader. You learn a lot about your personality, when you're a trader, because you take loads of risks, you take little risks. Are you patient? Are you impatient? I very soon learned that I was an impatient person. Very, very quickly. What about you?
Yeah, no, for me, I think number one of all is the freedom. All you need is Wi-Fi and a laptop. You could go anywhere in the world. You could press a few buttons and place a trade and make money, essentially. Obviously, it's not as easy as that. Say that again?
I'm drawing that bottle of water.
Yeah, got that, man. Obviously, it's not as easy as that. However, essentially, if you can become profitable, then obviously all you need, literally a laptop, Wi-Fi, you could be anywhere in the world, you could place trades and make money. And I think another thing as well for both of us, we're not necessarily creative people, I would say. I can only speak for myself, but I do, like, you've said this to me before, so I feel like
I can't draw, I can't rap, I can't rhyme, I can't write, I can't do shit.
Like, I'm not the best on the dance floor. I'll back out the moves if I have to, you know what I mean? If there's a Tatiana there, the missus is gonna be pissed. I'm sorry for that. Anyway, back on track. I'm not a singer, I don't really dance, I don't fucking write or all this shit. So trading is a way for me to creatively express myself by painting a picture on a chart and seeing if I can profit out of it. I think that's another sort of thing that I get from it as well. It does unleash that creative outlet for me. And those be the main 2 things. But leading on from this, a lot of people have asked you about trading. And one thing that I always try to stress to people, the trading is like one way to make $1 million or whatever. Do you know what I mean? I don't think people necessarily want to be traders. They just more want financial independence. And there's a lot of things you can do to become financially independent. And I think it's more about finding your passion. Like, if you love trading, then fuck it, do it. Do you know what I mean? But there's a lot of guys that are like, I want to do trading. I've seen videos through people that you've learned from and things like that. I'm like, okay, but like, why do you want to do it? Well, I want to do this, I want to do that. You haven't really got passion for the charts.
The answer should just be simple.
It should be a straight answer. I love trading. Do you know what I mean? Like, can you come to a chart every day and fucking lose for 2 years, 2.5 years straight, and still want to keep going with it, or are you going to give up after 6 months? Certain guys that we know of, they're amazing in other areas, like really creative people. They can rap, and they want to do trading for whatever reason. Do you know what I mean? So I think for a lot of people who have asked us both, the message would be first, I don't know, learn if that's actually what you want to do first. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, give it a go, because like, even me at the beginning, I remember coming out of the Astro course, and I was just as confused as I was when I went in. Like, it kind of disheartened me.
That's true, yeah.
Do you remember? It kind of disheartened me, but I said, fuck it, I stuck at it. For the first 6 months to a year, I didn't love it. I didn't like it at all, because if I'm not good at something, I just hate it. I'm one of those people. But eventually I got okay at it, and I saw that, okay, cool, maybe I've got something in this, and then I got better at it, then I started to enjoy it, And now the fact that I still do it made me realise that I love it. What's it? What, 3 years?
Yeah.
2 years later?
2.5, 3
But right
years.
at the beginning, I didn't like it. Didn't like it at all. So, like, going along with what you say, everybody always comes to us like, I want to trade. Like, can you teach me how to trade and all of this? And like, I never thought of asking them the question, like, what do you love? That's actually a really, like, I never thought of that, because I always just used to tell people that, like, it's not as easy as it looks. Like, this is a long journey, and I'd make it clear to them what you'd have to go down, because I'm like 2.5, 3 years deep. Okay, cool, I'm not working for anybody at the moment, but I'm only just paying my bills. You know what I mean? Like, it's not all glitz and glam. Like, I'm not in a Lambo yet. It doesn't happen overnight, kind of thing. So I always open people's eyes to what it really is, but I never thought to ask them the question, do you love it? Because if you'd asked me that 2 years ago, I would have said, it gives me freedom, it gives me this, I would have given you the spiel. Whereas now, the fact that I look at the charts every day, just because, like, it's part of life, that makes me realise, oh no, I must love it if I'm still doing it every day. But asking that question, have you asked anybody that question? And if so, like, what have they said?
To be honest, I haven't. I feel like some people may feel that you're a hater if you're trying to question their motives or want to get into it. Do you know what I mean? Just the world we live in. Some people think, oh, like, you're just trying to keep all the knowledge for yourself. Like, you don't want to bring me in, so you're just going to try divert me onto something else. So I just say, okay, cool. If you want to do trading, this is who I've learned from. You can go down that path as well. But just know, look, it's not maybe what you thought it was. So do the course. If you have any questions, ask me. Let me know. I'll do my best to answer them. But these are people I've learnt from. Try your best, sort of thing.
Do you know what I found interesting? Everybody I've told about the course, their mind's been blown about how much it costs.
I know, but that's fine. That that needs to be commented on. To be fair, because we're talking about trading. All trading is a vessel to be financially independent. In my head, that's sort of the way I see it. And I think a lot of people have not got any idea of how to become financially independent. Do you know what I mean? From start to finish, like, what steps do you carry out? And you got to think there's a process for everything in life. Do you know what I mean? That's the way I think anyway. You think the same. Look, if I want to get better on my left foot in football, I'm going to go to the garden, I'm going to do drills on it every day, repetition, that's going to get the result. Do you know what I mean? Same with financial independence. Step-by-step process. Who's achieved it before? Learn from them. So this leads on to the second topic of the podcast, which is, how could you become, or like, what do you think, fine, let's say, what are your top 5 things that, not even, we'll do 3 things, we'll save 2 more for another episode, What are 3 things that people are not doing that they need to be doing in order to become financially independent? I would say young people then, because we are, like, we talk to young people, I guess.
I like that. Investing in themselves, knowledge. I feel like that is, like, we get laughed at. The man them bust jokes to us. Like, it's all fun and games, but the man them bust jokes to us for reading books, man. Like, obviously you read way more than I do, right? But that in itself, it's like, if you're not, even though it sounds like, mate, it doesn't sound like anything. Reading a book is reading a book. It's just you feeding yourself knowledge. If you're not feeding yourself knowledge, then that's, for me, that's where you have to start. For me, that's where you have to start, because even the books that I've read that have absolutely nothing to do with financial independence, for example, L. Ron Hubbard's works, that taught me about me, which in turn has helped me develop ways to become financially independent. Are you with me?
Like, that makes sense.
It's almost like a snowball effect. So I'd say investing in self, because going back to what I said about when you tell people how much you paid for the trading course, like, people can't, like, more time people can't comprehend the idea of spending, like, what have we spent? We've probably spent, on the 2 courses, we spent a total of $5,000 now. To teach ourselves how to trade. Like, people can't comprehend that. They were like, wait, how much did you pay for your course? 3.5 bags. What? I saw this thing for like $4.99 on the internet. By some guy who's got no proof, or,
but he's got a Lambo and fucking chrome gold.
Exactly, and an Instagram. Like, or he's on Channel 4. What's that guy's name? Elijah off.
That Elijah guy who went to prison.
He was soon found out to be a fraud. All of this shit. But investing in thyself, that for me is the major key to being financially independent. And then learning about passive income. Most people don't understand the concept of passive income, let alone how to attain it. Passive and semi-passive income, because trading is kind of semi-passive depending on how you trade. But they're my main two. I can't really think of a third. What about you?
My main one, number one that I've been thinking of recently, it's all about purpose. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's so many people in a shit job that they don't like, and they're like, oh, I don't know what to do, and I'm just stuck in a rut and things like this. Look, you need to fucking, like I said this on my Instagram the other day, like you literally need to sit down and work out what it is you want to do. What have you been drawn to from a young age that you I don't know, you still have a passion for now, or what was always lacking in your life at a young age? Do you know what I mean? These things will help you find out what you are actually here to do, because financial independence is going to be very difficult to achieve if you're doing something that you don't love, because there's so many hiccups and bumps along the way that you need to overcome. Do you know what I mean? You're gonna fail 1,000 times, but can you come back 1,001 times and fucking keep moving forward? Do you get what I'm saying?
That makes complete sense.
And I think that's the main thing, like, especially on the trading journey. If you are gonna go down the path, be ready to lose. Do you know what I mean? Be ready to lose a lot, and we'll say that the trust will test your gangster. You know what I mean? Mate, people broke phones, laptops. I ain't done no crazy shit like that, but I've been pissed before. Yeah, and I've wanted to give up on the charts many a time. But I will not give up, because obviously this is what I'm passionate about. And I think only with love, purpose and passion will you actually achieve greatness, I guess, and do, like, do you know what I mean? Like, live a life you want to live. But that'll be my main thing. Add on.
I like that. I never thought of it as being as important as you just put it, but when you put it like that, it makes complete sense.
The way I see it, it's like, you want to fucking fly to Jamaica, yeah, and you haven't got a compass, fam. You could end up in Sri Lanka, fam. Do you know what I mean? Legitimately, you could, or you could end up in Zimbabwe, fam. You wanted to get to the Caribbean, yeah, you ended up in Africa, fam. That is what happens when you don't have a purpose and a sort of direction, or any sort of direction to go. You just end up somewhere you don't want to end up. Do you know what I mean? There's people
without a purpose, you have no end goal. So
exactly. Like, people who end up in, like, I used to work in a builder's merchant, yeah? There's guys who are there who are in their 50s and 60s. They've been there for 20, 30 years. Did they grow up, come out of the womb as a baby, yeah, from a young age, and say, I want to work in a fucking builder's merchant, mate? No, they didn't, bruv. Somewhere along the line, shit's got twisted. Maybe they wanted to be a footballer from a young age. They gave up on that. From there, they went uni, got a fucking degree that didn't mean shit. Do you know what I mean? And ended up in the builder's merchant, got a mortgage on a house, keep paying it off week by week, and that's them for the rest of their life. Do you know what I mean? That's what happens if you haven't got a purpose. But there's other guys, anybody that you know that's achieved greatness, they've always found something they've loved and they've gone for it. Do you know what I mean? And I think they'll be the main three that we could say. So, educate yourself, spend money on education. Like, you're a fucking idiot if you think that's weird. Do you know what I mean? You're weird, fam.
You literally can't go wrong with it as well. That's the beauty of it. Because it doesn't matter if what your aim is to make money, or to better your relationship with your mum, get more girls, have a better relationship with your siblings, whatever it is, from any kind of book or audio book or whatever. Like, you actually, if it's self-help, but even if it's written by an idiot, you probably can't go wrong. You'll probably get something from it. That's the beauty of it. Who was it? What is it? Who was it that said? Was it Warren Buffett? With the quote,
the greatest investment you can make is in yourself.
It's Warren. Yeah. Warren Buffett himself. And what does he read an average a day? It's like 3 to 5 hours.
Yeah, 3 to 5 hours a day.
See, I struggle to do that in a week. This motherfucker does it in a day, but there's a reason why he's worth like $90 billion.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So yeah, what was it?
That was the first one. Second one was...
I don't even say it.
Second one, I'm not too sure now. I know the third one, obviously, that was purpose.
But that really and truly, that's the first one. That's the main one.
And then there's educate yourself, I guess, on your purpose.
Educate yourself. And passive income.
That's it.
Most people don't even understand the concept. Like, even my own mother doesn't understand the idea of making your money work for you. Like, she's, ever since the day I was born, she's had a little savings pot. Mate, if she had just put that into the S&P 500, that would have blown into the stratosphere. Like, it would be 10... I'm trying to think how much it would actually be. When I was born, it was like 21 years ago. Mate,
she'd have money. Let's just put it that way. She'd have peace. And we wouldn't
bang, we probably wouldn't be on this podcast. I mean?
We might not even be friends, fam. We might just be gone clear in fucking Hawaii drinking I don't even know, a Mai Tai, bro. And I'll just be sat in North London still, do you know what I mean?
But we're here, innit?
We're here now, man. You gotta make the most of it.
Passive income, make your money work for you. So what you gotta work hard. That's a given. That's just a given in life. Working hard is just a given in life. I myself I'm an advocate of working smart as well. You have to work smart. You can't just work hard, because if you just work hard, it's not as efficient. That's the best way to put it. It's not as efficient. Just working hard isn't as efficient as working hard, because that's a given, and having a small percentage of yourself just working smart. That's what passive income, man. Like, just as something as simple as the S&P 500. Last 10 years, you've got 5% a year.
Yeah.
That's mad. No, what is it? 10, it's like 7 to 10.
Yeah, 7 to 10% a year.
And that's just one fund index. Like,
that's a whole pyramid, though. I think passive income, which I think we'll cover in another podcast that will wrap this one up shortly. But I think when it comes to passive income, that's another pyramid that we'll talk about, because I don't know. I think financial literacy, full stop, is quite fucked. People even know what passive income is,
because we're not taught about it in school.
Do you know what I mean? We don't talk about that. We don't talk about taxes.
We don't even talk about money in school.
Exactly.
Like,
full stop.
Full stop.
And how to make it, entrepreneurship and things like that. So what I'll say, everyone on the podcast, keep it locked. This was the first episode. We'll keep it short, keep it sweet. We're just trying to get our feet wet with all the equipment and just the style, do you know what I mean, of podcasting and putting yourself out there. It's something different.
Because almost every single one is going to look different to this.
Yeah.
Well, for the first few.
It was a bit shaky,
until we find one. Yeah, but
it's supposed to be, man. But keep it locked anyway. We'll get people on as well. I've got a few people in mind that I want to bring on that I think could add value. But keep it locked. Hit the subscribe button and we'll see you later.